Bless everyone. Welcome to a brand new weekly reading. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today we are tapping in for a brand new weekly reading. We are covering radical faith today, and we are also covering all of the spirit messages from August 1st, which is today, all the way to August 8th, where we will have the Lionsgate portal and the new moon in Leo. So we've got tons to talk about and even more to talk about next week. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First of all, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're feeling today, how you're vibing. I'm super excited to join. Thank you for your patience a couple minutes late in my live. I appreciate you waiting for me. I actually just got done doing a premiere live divination reading, a brand new style of divination I just started to practice. And I did that live premiere on Clava, the Clava app. Make sure to download that app because I am going to be doing more readings like that more often, specifically these bone casting readings that I've been really starting to tap into via my new guide, the Bone Shaman. I'll be discussing more about the Bone Shaman and revealing some of the channeled messages from him directly in the moment when he really told me that I would be doing this work. So I'm going to be going over that and sharing that with you in the next few weeks. But for now, just get excited that I will be doing those readings, and make sure to download Clava because there are no replays on Clava Lives. They are completely exclusive. So you will definitely want to get that app for when I start doing those more regularly. How is everybody feeling? Any questions so far? I am so excited to tap in. I just want to shuffle my cards a little bit because if you have been catching my readings more recently, I have been changing it up. I've been pulling cards as I go, as the spirit messages come forth and as we discuss them. So I just want to give a quick little shuffle to my cards. As we are waiting to get started, feel free to take a couple deep breaths to center yourself and get into the vibe. Maybe set some intentions on what you may want clarity on or you may want to focus on today. We are going to pull cards as we go for all of the spirit messages that I've already received from Spirit for this week. And then we are going to tap in with a review of the cards after that. I'm going to move this over here. I've got a really beautiful blue candle going today. Blue represents the healing journey. It represents our ability to connect to our emotions as well. And it is an energy that I truly have been feeling very, very connected to. So I just wanted to make sure we have that. I got my labradorite. All right, y'all, I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and tap in. So the first message that I have for you, well, actually, getting a little ahead of myself. You know, I always like to do a little review of last week. So last week's cards, the first card of the week last week as a review was the A Child's Love card. I almost couldn't read my writing. A Child's Love card was the first message of last week, really encouraging us to really open up to our inner child healing and anything that we needed to kind of spark to help us feel more into our inner child. Then in the middle of the week, we had the Surfer card last week, which was letting us know that it was important to ride the wave of our emotions, to also understand how we could move with grace with all the things that are changing in our life. And then at the end of the week, we pulled the playfulness card, which is what we're still into. So hopefully you've been feeling a little bit more playful this weekend. Hopefully you're really adopting that energy into the ways in which you create and express yourself and manage stress so that you don't take things so seriously and you can just step into more playfulness. All right, so with that review, I also want to mention that today is the first day of August, and it is the first day where we are completely transitioned out of July's card, which was Stay Connected, and now we're in the Faith card, okay? And that's the card that I pulled from the annual reading at the very beginning of the year for August. And so since we're in August now, we really want to focus on faith. And that's why I titled this reading Radical Faith, okay? So ask yourself, what is radical faith? What is radical faith? Well, faith is your ability to believe, to hope, to imagine something that you may not be able to see physically, but that you know is real and is possible, right? So what is radical faith? How can you take the faith definition and make it radical? Maybe it's really about looking at what you think is impossible and having faith that it is possible anyway, right? That is radical faith. What you could imagine would be the most impossible, most unlikely outcome, maybe a miraculous outcome, but you still have the faith all the way embodied in your mind, heart, and body that it will happen. Okay, so I want you to feel into any areas where you've been doubting, any areas where you haven't had a lot of faith, any areas where you've been feeling a little hopeless or a little helpless, or just feeling like, oh, it's too impossible, it's too out of my reach, it's never going to happen. And switch your mind. Switch it to the radical faith, okay? Switch it into the radical faith gear and trust that it is possible, okay? It is possible. All right, love, so let's go ahead and feel into the first message of this week. Now, being that we have radical faith this entire month, we want to keep that focus going. Oh, thank you, Jasmine, for the love donation. So grateful for you. And we want to keep that energy going, okay? Now, the first message that I received is you are the medicine and the miracle worker, okay? Shout out to my dear sis, Deborah. She is one of my really close intuitive sisters. And we were having a really great conversation last week about medicine and what is healing for us. And she spoke about how she really received the message that you are the medicine, that we are our own medicine, right? And it goes into so much of what I teach my clients as well, where I teach my clients in my coaching program. By the way, my coaching program for 2022 will be opening very soon, but the enrollment at least for that. So get ready for that. But what I tell a lot of my coaching clients is that, you have to heal yourself first, especially when you're going to be stepping into healing work or intuitive work or spiritual leadership or just leadership in general. You have to heal yourself first. Okay. And so you are the medicine. And when we can recognize that you are the medicine, that we ourselves are our own medicine, we start to feel more empowered. We start to feel more connected to our gifts. We start to feel more accomplished in our own healing journey. And we become less dependent on all the things outside of us that we thought were going to be our medicine. Because really, even when we go out and do breath work, even when we go out and get a reading from someone else, even when we go out and manifest, something through somebody else's help, right? We are still opening up to receiving that medicine. And we are still the ones that step into it, that receive it, and that embody it and integrate it. And it's about how we integrate that and what we do with those external medicinal tools that really determine our healing. And it ultimately comes down to us that determines our healing. We are the medicine, okay? Now, not only are you the medicine of your own life, but you are also the miracle worker of your own life. And of course, we have source energy, our higher selves, our higher power, our guides to help co-create the miracles. But truly, we are the miracle worker. We are the ones that have to put work and action and faith behind the miracles that we are wanting to manifest and co-create with source, right? So it all comes down to you. It all comes down to your faith. It all comes down to your ability to commit, your ability to continue to allow and receive miracles and medicine and faith in that, okay? So honor that you are not only the miracle, not only the medicine, but the miracle worker as well. And notice where you're feeling like, that you're needing healing and you're just feeling, like I said, helpless. This is signs for you to focus that radical faith into those areas where you're feeling helpless and hopeless so that you can shift the energy and become the one that makes the miracle happen. Okay. But we have to shift our energy to do so. I'm getting a lot of buzz from the Goddess Isis cards for this message of you are the medicine and the miracle. Let's see what she has to say to us. She's choosy today. She's choosy. Oh, she's so choosy. There's so many cards coming up. A lot of you probably are putting some intentions in here. Let's take a couple deep breaths just to center the energy, because I'm feeling all your energies are pretty excited and a little bit scattered, but that's okay. We're just going to give it a second. You are the medicine and the miracle. There it is. 2 cards from Goddess Isis. So sometimes, as you notice, the cards will get really sticky and kind of chaotic. This is a sign that the energy we're tapping into is a little sticky and chaotic. So some of you might not even know what medicine you are wanting to receive or what miracles you're wanting. Some of you are feeling like, I don't even know what I want. I don't even know what I believe in. And you're feeling kind of stuck and confused. But that's okay, because we're going to get through it, all right? Our guides, especially Goddess Isis, coming forth with 2 cards today to help us understand the medicine and us being the medicine and the miracle, okay? First message is Eye of Horus over here on this side, okay? And the Eye of Horus card says, the Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected, okay? So the Eye of Horus telling us that you are divinely protected, that there is an intuitive insight that you are stepping into and that is growing within you to help you move through that confusion and that chaotic energy, right? So use your mind's eye, use your third eye, use your intuitive eye, your divine insight to really get clear on what type of healing and what type of miracles you actually want for yourself. That's the first step. We've got to get clear on that with our own intuitive insight. Now, how to do that is through meditation, through journaling and asking the question. You can tap into the intuitive practices playlist on this YouTube channel. There is a video all about how to journal and how to get messages from your spirit guides with that. Also how to meditate. There's the video on that as well. So use that to connect deeper to your third eye. And that's going to help you feel more clear about what you need to do and what you're actually wanting. Now, the next card is the Queen of Heaven. And it says, the Queen of Heaven, the divine empress of the skies, acknowledges your feminine authority now. As a man or a woman, you have a life path of spiritual leadership to bring qualities of mercy, compassion, and wisdom into the world. Okay, so this is the miracle worker. You are a miracle worker, okay? So use the Eye of Horus, the intuitive insight to decide, okay, what do I need healing on? Let me look at my life. Let me look at myself really clearly. What do I actually want to manifest? And then we're going to use the Queen of Heaven energy, the divine empress of the skies, that feminine authority, that intuitive aspect of ourself, the creative aspect of ourself, the receptive and nurturing aspect of ourself, to start to develop an understanding of the miracle we're going to manifest. This is a miracle of mercy, compassion, and wisdom that you are not only going to manifest as a miracle in your own life, but in the world as soul service. So a lot of you who are really focused on stepping into your intuitive gifts or your spiritual gifts, this is going to be an opportunity for you to use that authority, use that gift, start to come forward with it more and manifest the miracles in your life and in others' lives that you know you are capable of. Now, again, my coaching program, the Intuitive Luminary one-on-one coaching program and course is almost wrapped for our 2021 graduates. We've got about a month or a month and a half left of the program. And then I'll be opening it up for new enrollment, which will start sometime at the end of the year or start of the year. So the enrollment is actually going to open up early for those of you who like to do early bird specials and get ahead of it. So I'll be posting about that soon. So if you are one of those healers or intuitives or spiritual leaders in the making, definitely tap into that course if you're interested, because it is definitely something that changes lives. I've had over 16 graduates as of next month, and it's going to be really powerful to see all of them continue to step into their gifts because they've already had life-changing experiences. They've already learned how to use their divine insight, and they've already started to make miracles happen in their lives that they set intentions for at the beginning of the program. So this is just a testament to how powerful our intuitive insight can be when we use it to manifest what we desire and what we desire for the world. Okay, so that's the first message. You are the medicine and the miracle worker. Use your Eye of Horus, your third eye, and the energy of your intuition to guide you into more of that energy. The next message that I want to share is that we have to walk forward. We have to take steps forward, make energy move in order for things to progress, okay? So some of you are feeling stuck, you're feeling stagnant, you're feeling just not sure where to go next or what to do next. This has been an energy that is as a result of things being shaken up, things being shifted over time recently. And this is an energy that is really, really helping us actually to take steps forward in things that we have been a little bit reluctant to do, or we have needed a push from spirit to really move the energy. Okay. So it's time to move. It's time to take action. I'm going to pull a lantern card with this because the lantern deck is so good for revealing any shadow work around this. Okay. And it's so, so powerful. Who do I have on here? So many people. Jasmine's here. Hello from MYC. Last week's messages hit accurately for me. Everything you said happening was amazing. I had to leave a tip. Oh, thank you, love. So grateful for that. Yeah, the Lionsgate is coming up. We'll talk about that in a second as well. We've got Kevin Johnson here getting ready for that. Alyssa's here as well. Yes, in the mood. I get it. Danielle is here as well. Yes, yes, yes. All connected as well. Good to see everybody. I feel you. The Lionsgate is definitely here. Like, it is a powerful one. And, we always tend to feel it right when August hits, but it builds to the peak on the 8th. Okay. So Sirius, the star system that oscillates in front of us in the galaxy, in front of our galaxy, oscillates in front of us. And the Sirius star is star system is a really, really powerful and activating cosmic alignment, and it aligns to our sun. So it's in the same galaxy. It oscillates ahead of us in the galaxy, and it allows the sun and the Sirius star system to align. That's what happens with the Lionsgate. So as we start to have that alignment match up, we are feeling the energy of it. So it really does start to peak or start to increase in energy right around the 1st of August, like we are in today, and then it will continue to build. So by this time next week, we're going to feel a lot of that energy. Okay, so just to give us a little insight from walking forward, making the steps to move forward, and then the energy will follow, we're getting the lantern card, okay? And it's so perfect because this is the lantern deck, and it's saying shine light on what you want to manifest and what you want for your new beginnings. Pay attention to it. Put some consciousness towards it. Put some energy towards it. Put some focus on it. Focus on what you know you want, where you know you want to go. And then notice how the steps to that location start to be revealed, and just start taking one step at a time. Consciousness is light, is what this says. Okay, so if you're finding yourself in a dark time, or stuck or stagnant, or feeling a little bit down, or just a little bit unmotivated, okay, use your consciousness, what you already know about yourself and what you're already knowing about your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions. Use that consciousness as light to light your path and move forward. Okay. So for instance, if you're wanting to manifest a promotion, right, at your job, or if you're wanting to manifest even self-employment, entrepreneurship, okay, allow what you already know to be the light that takes you there, okay? What do you already know about self-employment? Who do you already know that has done that work before and has stepped into their own self-employment? What can you evolve your consciousness to? What kind of things can you learn? What kind of things can you become more aware of that will light the path to that self-employment or to that promotion, right? Gain the awareness needed to take the next step. So educate yourself, okay? Education is one of the biggest remedies for confusion. A lot of times we can be confused by our emotions or our thoughts. Look it up, do research. What does it mean when we're feeling insecure about stepping into our next phase? How can we move through these insecurities? What are the psychological roots of this? What are the spiritual roots of this? What are the physical, aspects of that kind of experience. Learn that stuff and then allow yourself to really, really take the steps that you see from lighting up that consciousness. Sorry, I have a crazy mosquito bite on my arm that just like won't stop. But yeah, let that consciousness light you up and show you how to walk forward. And also just know that you have to walk forward, okay? Because if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling confused and you're not knowing where to go, you don't want to walk backwards and you don't want to stay where you're at. So just do something that represents a action towards what you're wanting to create for yourself. Even if it's the smallest action, as long as you're making some action, some movement towards what you want, you're moving towards it. Okay. Just don't move back. Don't go backwards in the comfort zone, and don't stay too still for too long when you know you need to move some energy. Okay. And that can be even moving energy like exercising, taking some walks, just starting to cleanse your energy a little bit more. All right. All right. Next message is about struggle love and trauma bonds. Okay. Let's talk about it. I have been getting a lot of downloads, and actually in my own personal healing journey, just realizing a lot about the idea of struggle love. And what struggle love is, it's still kind of an early concept, but it makes so much sense to me. And it was something that I felt was really important to share with all of you as well as a message for this week, that we're going to start to notice how our patterns in love have really caused a lot of struggle for us. And more importantly, how the love that we tend to attach to has a one-sidedness. So this may not be for everybody, but this is something that I feel like is going to resonate for a lot of you this week, because my guides were really clear on me bringing it forward. So ask yourself, what relationships in your life have you had, or do you consistently still entertain, that are completely one-sided, where you're giving all of your love and light and your consideration and respect and compassion to these people, and you're not getting the same back? It's one-sided. Maybe you're getting disrespected as a result, or you're not being valued or appreciated, or they're not holding space for you like you hold space for them. You're starting to see this one-sidedness of the love that you have, whether it's a loving relationship romantically, or a loving relationship friend-wise or family-wise, or even a loving relationship within yourself, where you're only seeing the negatives and not seeing the positives in yourself. You can definitely have a struggle love relationship with yourself too. And so that is what struggle love is. It's a one-sided definition of love. And it's something that we don't always consciously step into. It's something that we more so learn from conditioned beliefs, or from patterns we've seen from our own parents or people that we've known, that we've taken example of in relationships. And this also is very common for those of you who are healers, intuitives, people pleasers, natural mothering, nurturing energies to others. It tends to happen more often with those of you, even empaths, because you feel so deeply for the other person and you want so deeply to help them. But then you forget about yourself, and you allow a type of one-sidedness where they're not capable or unwilling, or they're just unwilling to provide you the same kind of love that you give them. And then you find yourself in this struggle love energy. And that can create a trauma bond, a bond to trauma, a type of trauma that you've gotten used to and comfortable with, or that you've learned from your past relationships or your upbringing. And now you have a bond to that type of struggle love trauma, where you're kind of used to feeling one-sided. You're kind of used to being disappointed in people you love. You're kind of used to not getting anything back. You're used to being the strong one. And so you're bonded to that, and you're having a hard time getting out of it. Okay. If this is you, then welcome to the struggle love energy and trauma bonds. Do some more research on that. I think you'll find a lot from it, and know that it's okay. This happens to a lot of people. And it is something that once we shine that light of consciousness on it, that light of awareness, we start to see the ways in which we entertain the struggle love paradigm and the ways in which we reinforce that trauma bond. And once we recognize how we're doing that, all we have to do is start to pull back, start to create more boundaries, start to focus more on ourselves and give ourselves the kind of love that we need. And also to make sure we start to surround ourselves with people who can actually support us in the ways that we support them. Okay. So we're getting rid of the struggle love paradigm. It was actually in response, it started to kind of become a coined term in response to the Snoop Dogg meme about Gucci Mane and his wife, saying that Gucci Mane's wife was a ride or die chick because she stuck with Gucci when he was cheating on her, when he was with other women publicly, when he was on drugs, when he was in jail. And then that makes her a ride or die chick because she's now earned this wedding that they just had, and it's her reward for sticking with somebody who's been so traumatically oppressive to her, right, and disrespectful to her. And that is not the definition of love. That is not what us women or even men should be aspiring towards. We should be aspiring towards mutual respect, mutual love, mutual consideration, compassion, and nurturance of both partners, not somebody who's going to put up with a lot of BS and then hopefully they'll get the reward of being married or having a nice lifestyle because they stuck with this person for so long. No, that reinforces the energy of disrespect. It reinforces the idea of struggle love. It reinforces the energy of just trauma bonds. Okay. So we're not doing that. We're not here for that. Okay. So clear out any of the struggle of energy that you notice within yourself, because it is something that needs to end so that you can have the energy that you're giving away. So in such excess, you can have that energy for yourself to help you manifest your dreams and your desires. Okay. Well, all right. The card for this one, again, we're getting hermit mode. We got this card last time too. And so our guides are saying, go within and ask yourself these questions. Really reflect on your past relationships. Reflect on the ways in which you learned what love was. Reflect on the relationships of love that you saw first, your family relationships, your parents' relationships. Was it a struggle love relationship, or was it something that started to show you how to reinforce that idea within yourself? And notice how that happens so that you can get the wisdom from that awareness and start to apply it into your life so that you do not go down that same path. Okay. So be the hermit, go within, be wise, be reflective, be still, and really focus on your past and notice how trauma bonds have affected your present, okay? And how struggle love may have affected your present experience and how you attract love now, okay? Ooh, that's a powerful one. How are you all feeling with that? Yeah, I know. Snoop said that. It was pretty disappointing. I had to unfollow him because I was like, dang, he really disappointed me there. Can't reinforce that, can't support that, right? All right, love. So the next message is the bone shaman. I was able to do a really powerful live divination bone casting reading on Clava about 30 minutes before I joined here live for this weekly reading. And no, unfortunately, Clava does not have replays of the live. So that was a one and done, but there are going to be more. I'm actually setting up a regular schedule with Clava to be doing these bone casting readings, which I'm really excited about. Clava is an app where it allows for you to join exclusive lives that are up one time and one time only. And they are really, really powerful. They have lots of different kind of magic, fun shows that go on there. And I was able to do that live on Clava. And we got some messages from the bone shaman, which is my ancestral and past life guide. He's kind of a mixture of both. And he's an indigenous shaman who came to me in meditation and vision and has been coming to me for about a year and a half now. And he finally has started to tell me what he wants me to do, which are these bone casting readings. But it's taken me some time to get to the vibration to align to that and to really be initiated fully into that practice. And I was able to premiere that live today on Clava. So I will be doing more of those readings probably every month at least. So definitely download the Clava app. I'll make sure to put the link in the description of this video so you can do so. It's a really great opportunity for content creators to not only go exclusive with their lives, but also to get a little bit of an energy exchange as a response. And it's only like 99 cents to watch the first 15 minutes. If you want to watch the full half hour, it's like $2. So it's a really great way to just give me a little energy exchange and also to have you available for the exclusive lives that I do on there. So the bone shaman reading that I did and the bone casting reading I did, I wanted to at least share a couple of the messages, not all of them, but just a couple of them that I thought were important to note for this week's energy. The first one being that we are in the void space. We are in the unknown. We are in the mystery, but that the void space is the space of creation. It is how we manifest what we want. And we don't need to be afraid of the emptiness or the vastness or even the darkness of the void space. Instead, we can be excited because we are the light that illuminates the void space and starts to create from that light and from that darkness something that we desire and want to manifest. So don't be afraid of the void. Know that the unknown is beautiful and you get to create what you want because there's empty space to do so. Then another message from the bone shaman reading, the bone casting reading, was that there's a female guide for a lot of us. There's an ancestral feminine energy that is really here to help activate our magic. So some of you may be feeling really called to connect to certain feminine goddesses, some certain feminine deities, or even feminine energies within yourself or your spirit guides who are wanting to bring you more into your magic. So trust that, embody that, face it, and move through it. And then the last one that I wanted to mention is, actually two. One of the other ones I wanted to mention is calling in your guides to help you move through obstacles so that you can really get the opportunities you're meant to have and the wisdom you're meant to have and the gifts you're meant to have from your obstacles. So make sure you're calling on your guides. And then the last thing that I wanted to share from the messages of the bone casting reading on Clava was that we're really being encouraged as a collective to start looking at the economic system in a different way and to start making more foreign investments or, investments that we're not used to doing, unusual or foreign investments in certain things to support and prepare our abundance for the future. Okay. So if you've been interested in cryptocurrency or you've been interested in real estate investments or you've been interested in other forms of investments, definitely follow that intuition, study more about it, and find ways to start investing in those things so that you can bring in more abundance. Okay. Now, we got a lot more messages in that bone casting reading. It was pretty amazing how many messages we got in just one quick shake of my bone bag and throwing the bones on the bandana. So if you're interested in really seeing me channel through that message, those readings in the future, make sure to download Clava and I will be sure to be doing more of those. All right, I'm going to pull a little card for that as well. I'm going to ask the bone shaman what card deck he wants to bring in. Okay, I believe it's another lantern card. So just asking for any additional messages from that for our week. Okay, we always get two lately. I'm just really loving that. I love this. I'm going to do it this way because this is how they came in. Wow. Renewal and key to intimacy. Now the renewal is very indigenous. It's like an indigenous woman. And then this card is this energy of lighting the way and being close and intimate. Okay. So the cards itself says renewal first, regeneration begins with decay. Okay. What a beautiful message from the bone shaman, because one of the things that I also felt so important to communicate, and also something that I even dealt with and kind of struggled with in myself, was the fact that these are bone throwing readings. And I'm like practically a vegan. I mean, I eat some fish, but I don't really like eat meat or anything. So I was like, bone shaman, like, how am I going to get these bones? And like, is that even okay? But what I realized was that not all of the bones in the bag are actual bones. They're different kind of trinkets that represent different things. Now, I will get more bones that are collected over time because the bone shaman is like, they're going to be bones. You're going to have to take and bring into your bag. But they're bones from animals that have already passed, and they're spiritual kind of synchronistic things that I'll see on my journey. Actually, in Belize, when I was out there for a retreat, I was walking along the beach of Belize, and the sea will kick up certain pieces of pottery, like ancient Mayan pottery. I actually have one of the pieces in my bone shaman bag, but I also, on that walk on the beach, I found this gorgeous, polished, smooth, clean bird bone. It was from a bird's wing. And I picked it up when I was out there. This was over 3 years ago. I picked it up when I was out there, and I was like, man, I feel like I'm supposed to take this with me. And I didn't understand why. So I did. I took it with me because Spirit told me to. And I brought it to my, my little room in Belize that I was staying in. And I left it there because I was like, can I even travel on a flight with a bone like in my bag? Like, is that weird? And this was before I even knew the bone shaman was one of my guides. And so now in hindsight, I'm like, oh my gosh, he was trying to get me to get that bone to represent something for these bone readings. And I still kind of regret not taking it now that I know what it's for. But that's the type of bones that will be ultimately in my bone bag. Things that just kind of come up that Spirit says, take this. It represents something. It has an energy to help these readings. So I say all that to say, with this card, renewal, regeneration begins with decay. These bones represent decay. They represent the ending of a life, the fading away of an energy so that it can be renewed, regenerated, and transformed into something else, okay? And so we're recognizing that. And then this key to intimacy card, intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. So a lot of the messages that we just discussed really show us what love is not, right? What the unknown is not, what magic is not, right? Even what foreign investments are not, in order for us to know what they are. Okay, so we're starting to get more awareness of the duality consciousness that helps us bring clarity. And these bone casting readings that I'll be doing more of, my bone shaman guide told me that these are going to be readings that are not like the weekly readings at all. They're readings that help us move through complex change and complex transformation, things that are kind of more dualistic in nature that we need a little bit more clarity on. Okay, so be excited for that. I'll be diving more into those readings soon, but just recognize that we're in this place of really illuminating what is intimacy, what is closeness, what is harmony. And it's this duality consciousness that helps us do so. Okay, let me know how you're feeling with that. It's so good to see all of you. Oh, thanks, Houston. He said you absorbed the energy of that wing. You didn't need it physically. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I still am doing these bone casting readings 3 years later now. So I guess I got the message from it and it just led me here, right? All right. So one of the last messages, we've got like 3 more messages here. The first one being face it, accept it, and then do something about it. All right. This can be fear. This can be insecurity. This can be new beginnings. This can be endings. Okay. Face it, accept it, and then do something about it. That's the protocol. Okay. We have to move forward by facing something that we may be uncomfortable with, or may just be not clear all the way on. We've got to face it to understand it more. We've got to accept it because it is what it is, right? It's our experience. And then it's time to take that control, that power back, and do something about it, okay? So whatever it is that's calling to you in your mind or in your heart that you want to apply this to, that is what you need to apply it to. That's your spirit guides telling you, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to face, accept, and move forward in and do something with. So whatever that is for you, and feel free, comment in the section in the chat. What is it that you feel you need to face, accept, and do something about? I bet you a lot of you will have similar answers, or we'll get a lot from each other's answers. So let's use the chat to dive into a little bit more of that spiritual practice and guidance. What is it in your heart and your intuition that you feel you're meant to face right now, accept, and then do something about. That's the only way we're going to move forward, right? Is when we accept things and then we really move forward with them, okay? So let me know in the chat what it is that you are facing, accepting, and doing something about. What are you going to do this week? What are you dedicating right now? What are you claiming right now that you're ready to face, accept, and do something about? Tell me in the chat. I want to see your answers. This is your way of speaking it into the universe, speaking it into reality. Let me know. Let me know. Mother Mary is a guide for us with this. She's here to help us face these things and to really align to them and to really get into a place of connection and availability, okay? This is an energy where we are starting to channel through her divine love, her unconditional appreciation, her compassion, her wisdom. She's a feminine guide for us, okay? And it's funny because in the Bone Shaman reading, one of the first messages I said was a feminine guide is teaching us how to step more into our magic. Maybe for many of you, that feminine guide is Mother Mary, really helping us to face things, accept them with divine compassion, and then do something about it, manifest something about it. Look at the light coming from her hands, right? So beautiful. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Face and accept new beginnings. Nikki says, Renika says, I'm here to face and accept that I'm powerful as F and have the ability to break generational strongholds. Yes. Bianca says, accepting to fully show up for myself. Yes. So call on Mother Mary to help even activate more or amplify those energies even more, because she will help us to do so. Okay. And Mother Mary, she's such an unconditionally loving guide. She's such a compassionate guide. She's such a nurturing guide. So she's really going to help us through the emotions and the waves of experience that we go through when we're facing, accepting, and moving through things and doing something about them. Okay, so keep that up. Use that for your week. All right. The masks are off. The masks are off. That's the next message. The masks are off. Okay, that means that we are seeing people's true colors, and we're even seeing our truth. We're even starting to notice what we have been lying to ourselves about, what we have been portraying ourselves as that we really aren't, right? And the same thing in others, okay? And this is so important to notice. It's not just in our relationships that we're seeing masks being taken off or within ourselves. It's also within systems in society, political figures, influencers, all sorts of media personalities and things like that, celebrities, all of that. The masks are being taken off, just like with Snoop Dogg. Like, whoa, now we know what he really feels and how he really thinks about stuff. That was crazy, right? So now we know. So we're seeing the true colors of people. We're seeing what's behind the mask, what's behind their portrayal of themselves. And we're also noticing how we have been masking ourselves. This can also be us, playing it small. Putting the mask on that we're average, that we're mediocre, that we are insignificant. But we need to take that mask off and say, we are not insignificant. We are a big deal. We are powerful as F, right? Like Renika said, and taking that mask off to really be our true selves. Okay. Maybe you act shy, but deep down you're not. Maybe you act, you act extra tough, but really you're a softie, right? Take the mask off, okay, and honor who you truly are. And by doing so, you're going to feel so much more in alignment to all that you're meant to have. Now, I'm getting called to pull the dragon cards for this, our fire element guides that really help us to, burn things away for the purpose of rising above the ashes. So just a little message from our dragon guides to help us with this energy of taking the masks off and facing all of these things. There it is. Ooh, Dragon Fortune. It says, we dragons know about when to take a chance, to seize the moment. A life-changing event is opening before you. See it now, take the chance, and step into the new beginning. Wow, pretty revealing A life-changing event is opening before you. See it now, take the chance and step into the new beginning. Love that. So if you're seeing the masks being taken off, even in opportunities that you have or interests or passions that you have, it's time to step into that energy, see it now and take the chance. See what is being revealed to you behind the mask, and then take the chance of action to step into a new beginning as a result of that wisdom. That is going to be so helpful for you this week, okay? All right, last spirit message before we sum things up with some astrology is have radical faith, okay? Have radical faith. This is the title of this week's reading. We are in the faith energy for all of August. And since today is the first day of August, we are stepping into faith. I talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the reading, but just to reinforce it, really ask yourself, what is radical faith to you? What is it that you're thinking of that you feel doubtful in, insecure in, that you're feeling helpless or hopeless in, where you just don't feel like it's possible? You're kind of rolling your eyes at it and you're like, that will never happen. I should just stop trying. This is never going to work. Those kind of thoughts, okay, those kind of thoughts are not based in faith. And when you're not in that place of faith, you end up sinking and not swimming, okay? We're in a moment where spirit is really trying to see if we're going to sink or swim. And we float by our faith, right? And we walk by faith, not by sight, okay? So we don't have to see the evidence of the gifts or the prosperity or the new beginnings that we're manifesting. We don't need to see the evidence of that to have faith in it. We don't have to see the ways in which a miracle is going to happen in order to believe that the miracle is going to happen. Remember, you are the medicine and the miracle worker. So have that radical faith. Take your faith to the next level. Start to really challenge your faith to be even stronger, even more extreme, even more expressive, even more embodied through action. Okay, take the leaps of faith. Take the risks that your spirit guides are saying, hey, this is going to be worth it. Have faith in us. We've got this. And do that so that you can really gain so much, okay? You're going to gain fortune, you're going to gain abundance, you're going to gain opportunity, you're going to gain gifts, okay? So have radical faith, and that will really, really up-level your prosperity right now. We are not meant to focus on the material experiences or things in our life or the physical experiences we're going through, because those are manifestations that were created in the past, all right? The present energy that we're in is always a manifestation of something we set intentions for in the past. So right now, it's more important to focus on what you desire, okay? What you desire and what you have faith in accomplishing moving forward. And by staying in that radical faith, you are going to heighten your ability to manifest that into the future present moment that you'll be experiencing. So that way, in a couple of weeks, you'll say, wow, when I stepped into that radical faith, it really allowed this experience to happen, right? So honor that. And then the very last message I want to mention too, a lot of us are having a lot of dreams right now. Pay attention to your dreams. Start a dream journal. This is another dream portal energy, especially with the Lion's Gate and all the cosmic connections showing up for us on next Sunday. We're going to really want to step into more of our awareness and consciousness around our dreams. Okay, so pay attention to those, write them down, look into the symbolism of dreams as well. And that will really be a really great energy. All right, loves, I just want to pull a quick card in reference to those, and then we'll get to the astrology. Just calling in a spirit animal, totem animal to connect us to even more of what we need for this week. The peacock, vibrancy, okay, vibrancy. This is also part of that mask taking off. Okay, a lot of us are taking off the mask to reveal more of our vibrancy. A lot of the radical faith we're stepping into will reveal more vibrancy in our life and help us be more happy and blissful and excited about the changes instead of dreary and hopeless about the changes. So honor the vibrancy that the peacock expresses. And it says, you were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for your life and more good things will come. Okay, that radical faith. Be grateful, be faithful, be grateful for your life, and more things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Be true to yourself by taking the mask off, okay, and also acting on the masks you're seeing in others that show you what you really want or don't want from them, okay? All right, let's talk about the astrology real quick, and then we'll end it for this week. The first thing is today, August 1st, we have Mercury in Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius, and that is actually going to really inspire us to kind of feel a little bit insecure and fearful, but is ultimately going to inspire us to be more vulnerable and open. So if you're feeling insecure and fearful right now, today, or even in the next couple of days as this energy continues, really see if you can be more vulnerable and open about those fears and insecurities, because when you do, when you share it with somebody else, when you're vulnerable about it with yourself, you're going to get more awareness that's going to pull you out of that insecurity and fear. It's going to give you some support through that, okay? Then tomorrow, which is August 2nd, the sun is in Leo. Of course, we're in Leo season, but that sun in Leo is opposing Saturn in Aquarius. Right now, we do have that Saturn in Aquarius pretty strong. And so that's really calling us then from today feeling insecure and fearful. If we begin to open ourselves up and be more vulnerable, then tomorrow we're actually going to start to feel more inspired to reach for our heart's desires. We're going to feel more called to understand that, okay? So like, again, face and accept and do something about the fears and insecurities so that tomorrow you can start to feel more of your heart's desire, more of the miraculous energy supporting it, okay? And then we also have on tomorrow, we have Juno, the star Juno, going direct in Sagittarius, which is also going to give us a thirst for freedom, kind of encourage us to really want to be boundless and limitless and expansive. And then on the 3rd, which is Tuesday, we have Venus in Virgo trine Uranus in Taurus. And this is going to be a spark in a new connection, romantically or just around love in general. We talked a little bit about the idea of love and understanding struggle, love, and trauma bonds. Okay, you may have a kind of breakthrough or a conversation that starts to shift the energy around that struggle, love, or trauma bond in your romantic life or in your love relationships. And this will also help you to move into a new direction of connection in romance or in love. Okay. And then finally on 8/8, which is Sunday, when we will be connecting again, we will have the Lionsgate portal. We're also going to have the new moon. It's going to be such a powerful energy. This is going to be an energy that is super packed with Leo energy, that energy of boldness, confidence, love, loyalty, and regalness. We're going to feel really, really connected and supported by our dreams, our biggest dreams. We're going to feel proud and confident to achieve them. We're going to feel like we're rising into the stars that we're meant to be, okay? So we're going to talk more about the Lionsgate and the new moon on Sunday's Live next week so that we can really, really do some ceremony around it. So get ready for that. We'll probably do some deep breathing and just a little bit of a practice to help integrate some of that Lionsgate energy. I'll also be doing a new moon talk that evening on Instagram to bring it in even more. So we're going to have a lot to do next week, but just as we prepare, start to focus on your dreams, start to imagine the impossible becoming possible, start to feel into your capability to really provide and manifest that based on your ability to step fully into your confidence, fully into your faith, your radical faith. And then next Sunday, we will dive back in for more about this. Okay. So I'm super excited to do that. The Lionsgate is always amazing. The Lionsgate actually happens when the Sirius star system aligns with the Earth and shines together to illuminate that really big Sirian energy that is also very Lionsgate energy. It's very confident and prideful. The Syrians are incredibly strong in that energy. They're great guides for us to teach us how to move through things that they've been through. Amazing leaders for us, and they teach us how to be leaders in our own life. Okay. How are you all feeling? Oh, thank you, Penny. She says I look so cute. You match your background. I missed the live, so going to watch from the beginning. Yeah, definitely watch from the beginning. Thank you so much. Kevin, I love that your Chinese sign is the dragon. So cool. I'm like really like this fan is just like really exposing like my fourth wall right now. All right, y'all. It was a pleasure. Let me go ahead and do a quick review of the cards, and then we will go. Just a nice little ultimate summary of all the cards that we pulled today. Okay, I'm getting the healing with the angels have been a little MIA today. So let's go ahead and do a review of the beginning of the week of this week's messages, just to get a nice, clear understanding of what the guides want us to focus on primarily in the beginning of the week. Wow. Harmony, okay? Harmony. Really find harmony. Balance yourself out, okay? What is out of balance? What is not aligned? Is it the struggle of energy? Is it the trauma of energy? Is it your insecurities and fears? Is it your helplessness or hopelessness, not knowing that you're the miracle worker and the medicine? Is it an imbalance in action because you're not walking forward and following where you want to go, right? Find out where you need to find harmony, what's out of balance and what's out of place, so that you can find harmony in the beginning of the week, okay? Middle of the week card for summary of this week's energy. Middle of the week card is, of course, ancestral wisdom. I feel like this is definitely the bone shaman coming through and saying, hey, there's some ancestral wisdom coming through for not just me as I connect to these bone readings and bone casting readings, but also these bone casting readings and the energy that I'm channeling through in these readings even are bringing forth connection for all of you in ancestral wisdom, okay? So when you're around ancestral energy or you start to receive ancestral messages from others, you start to feel more connection to your own ancestors. And that was a lot of what came up in actually the bone shaman reading, the bone casting reading, was that a lot of our ancestors are reaching out to us to activate more of our magic and to show us more of our connections. And so it says, we are your ancestors and we love you. We walked the earth many years before you. We ask you at this poignant time to learn and grow from our past experiences. You are our legacy, and we will keep on helping you as we continue to evolve here in the spirit world, okay? So call on your ancestors in the middle of the week. Start to just open up communication and connection to them by just asking through your journal or meditation practice, hey, ancestors, I'm ready to connect with you more. Send me a sign, send me a message so I know you're here, and they will absolutely show up. All right, last card. They're bringing us right back to the Healing with the Angels card deck. They really wanted, 2 cards for the end of the week. They really wanted to speak here. All right, what did we talk about? You are the medicine and the miracle worker. You are capable of manifesting the blessings that you want to see in your life. So have radical faith and it will happen. But you've got to trust. You've got to believe. You've got to step into that embodiment of faith. How can you express your radical faith? What do you need to do to express it not only internally by saying positive, affirming things within yourself, but also externally by really stepping into action around what you want to manifest and the miracles you want to create, okay? You are the medicine and the miracle. So have radical faith, and at the end of the week, you'll see some manifestation of your blessings. Thank you so much for joining. Next week on Sunday, we have the Lionsgate portal and the new moon. Plus, I'll also be posting a brand new channeled message from my BQH session with my dear, dear sis, the Quantum Guide. And you'll be able to see even more channeled messages. This time, I'm going to be posting a channeled message from the Arcturians. And they're talking a lot about connection to extraterrestrials and how to actually have contact with them. Plus, I'll be even releasing a full reveal of my abduction experience that I was able to channel through more information on from the Arcturians. I was definitely abducted when I was like 7 or 8, and I have a pretty crazy story about it. So I'm going to do a special with that, but we'll first listen to the messages that come forth. I'll be posting it here on YouTube on Sunday after the weekly reading so that we can tap into that. So make sure you get excited for that and be on the lookout for that. And also make sure you check out my brand new music video. It is the featured video on this channel. Please put a little like or a comment in the section on the video so that you can just show a little love, show me that you love it, show me that you appreciate the vibe. And I'll be dropping some more music videos soon. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you next week on a brand new weekly reading at 1:11 p.m. Central Time. Keep posted on my Instagram at Readings by Rissa for more content. And also get ready if you are interested in the Intuitive Luminary course and coaching program. I will be opening up early enrollment in the next month or two, probably like October, probably around like the thinning of the veil. Because a lot of people, you know, they want to get a head start on the investment, but the actual course will begin a little bit later, okay? So I'll check in with you soon. I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your love donations, and I'll catch you later. Peace.